Hi, I'm Van Phillips, European Tour winner and PGA coach, and in today's lesson I'm going to be teaching you guys how to pull the trigger on the putting green. Okay, so we've read the putt, okay, we've decided where we're going to hit the ball, we're over the ball, and now we've got to decide how we get that putter moving. And I want to talk about a couple of different theories, both equally valid, and this is again about experimentation. If you watch a lot of my videos, you'll know that I'm not one for saying that there is one way to do anything. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple of very proven options. A lot of great players use both these options, great putters, and I'm going to give you both of those choices so that you can go out and practice and find the one that works best for you. So the first theory I want to talk about is a theory that was brought to the attention of the world really by a scientist called Joan Vickers from Calgary University, and it's called the quiet eye theory. And really where that pertains to golf, okay, it actually pertains to a lot of sports where we need to aim, but specifically with regard to putting, what Joan Vickers theorized, and really I would have to agree that this is a valid theory, is that we need to focus the eyes for what is a relatively prolonged amount of time on both the target and then the ball. So what do I mean by that? Well, we need to have a good look at the target in the beginning. So when we've looked at we've read our line, we've decided where we want to hit the putt, we've got to take a look, and the theory, the quiet eye theory, suggests that we need to have at least a 2-second look. So it's not a cursory glance and then bringing the head back very quickly to the ball. It's quite a prolonged 2-second look at our target. Now that could be the hole, it could be the point of break that you've decided to aim on, but you need to have a good 2-second look. Okay, having done that, you need to then bring the eyes back to the golf ball, and again now you need to settle the eyes on the back of that golf ball, or a tiny dimple on the golf ball, or a specific spot on that ball, and again you need to have a 2-second look before you start the movement. So this whole theory is based on the fact that the eyeball actually needs to be steady before we start to make an accurate movement towards the target. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now on one of these putts. I've got about a 15-foot putt here. It's got a bit of right to left break on it, and I'm going to try to have a 2-second look at my point of break, back to my golf ball, and then a 2-second look where I'm picking a dimple out on the ball. I'm going to try and focus on that dimple quite intensely for 2 seconds, and then I'm going to go. So didn't give that enough break there, but I was trying to keep my gaze on my spot for a couple of seconds, then pick a dimple on the ball for a couple of seconds, and then go. Now actually that's not my preferred method of pulling the trigger, but it is a valid one. You'll see someone like Steve Stricker, he has quite a prolonged look at the golf. He's one of the greatest putters certainly over the last 10 years on the PGA Tour. So let's get into the other method now. This is more my preferred method, something that famous sports psychologist Dr. Bob Rotella advocates, and that's much more of a fast look, a look and react theory it's called in actual fact. So Bob Rotella would advocate that we take a look at the target and very quickly come back to the ball, and as soon as your eyes get back to the ball, that's going to initiate or be the trigger for you to start moving that putter away. So this theory is one that says, hey, don't take too long to get moving. Look at the target, back to the golf ball, and go almost in a split second. I like to think of this a bit like a pendulum mechanism. So I think of my head, when it comes back to the golf ball, I think of the moment that my head squares up back to the ball, that it actually sets my putter in motion. So I'm going to use that method right now on this putt. This is more my natural method. and I got much closer that time. Big break on this putt. So when I went into my more natural way of pulling the trigger, I hit a much better putt, but you've got to find out what's the best method for you. I hope you're enjoying these videos. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And as I always say, head over to my website. There's 35 years of my research on there. It's going to help you to be the best golfer that you can be.